When the storm is raging all around you, when the winds of life blow fierce and wild, there must be a place within you that remains unmoved. There must be a sanctuary in your soul that doesn't shake when everything else does. You can't control the waves, but you can train the sailor. You can't stop the storm, but you can teach the ship how to stay steady. And I came to tell you that your mind is the ship. And if you don't train it, it will drift. If you don't discipline it, it will sink. You've got to train your mind to be calm in every situation, not just the easy ones. Anybody can be calm when the bills are paid, when your name is being celebrated, when the kids are behaving and the phone's ringing with good news. Anybody can be calm when life is treating them gently. But that's not where strength is proven. That's not where greatness is formed. The kind of calm I'm talking about doesn't come from convenience. It comes from consistency. It's forged in the fire. It's built in the valleys. It's cultivated in the cave. Because you don't need calm when things are calm. You need it when everything is falling apart. Your peace is not a luxury. Your peace is your power. The enemy isn't after your car. He's not after your job. He's not after your stuff. He's after your mind. If he can get your mind, he can control your life. If he can shake your thoughts, he can shatter your destiny. That's why you've got to train your mind like a warrior trains for battle. You've got to stand guard at the gates of your thoughts and say, I will not be moved. I don't care what breaks loose around me. I will be still. I will be rooted. I will be grounded. There are going to be times when life hits you so hard that everything in you wants to panic. Everything in you wants to scream, to fight, to give up, to lash out. But that's the moment you step back and remember what you've been training for. That's the moment you go inward and find that secret place where the storm can't touch you. There's a place in your spirit that no drama can reach. There's a chamber in your mind where fear can't enter. You've got to retreat there and let your peace talk louder than your problem. Stop letting circumstances have the final word. Stop giving chaos permission to live rent-free in your head. You've got to renew your mind. You've got to rewire your thoughts. You've got to practice peace like it's a muscle, because it is. You've got to lift it every day until it grows stronger than your anxiety. You've got to feed it until it stands up. It's trained. And let me tell you, it's not trained in moments of comfort. No. You train calm when the bottom drops out. You train calm when the doors are closing. You train calm when you get the diagnosis, when they walk away, when the deal falls through, when the account is low and your energy is lower. That's when you look up and say, I'm still here. I might not have everything I want, but I've got everything I need to stand. I've got breath. I've got strength. I've got wisdom. And I will not panic. See, some of y'all have been praying for peace, but you've got to understand, peace isn't given, it's developed. Peace is a product of your process. If you avoid pressure, you avoid peace. If you escape the fire, you miss the formation. You want a calm mind, you've got to go through the storm and refuse to let the storm go through you. Wait, what happened? You've got to walk through the fire and not let the fire change your posture. That's how you become unshakable. People will look at you and wonder how you kept your cool when the heat was on. They'll ask how you didn't lose your mind when everything was coming against you. And you'll tell them, I trained for this. I didn't just show up like this. I had to silence some voices. I had to shut down some doubts. I had to talk myself off the edge. I had to cry in private and still show up in public. I had to choose peace over panic over and over and over again until calm became my culture. You can't keep reacting to everything. You've got to learn how to respond. A trained mind doesn't lash out. A trained mind doesn't fall apart. A trained mind doesn't look for escape. It looks for perspective. You might not be able to change the situation, but you can change how you show up in it. You can change what you focus on. You can change the story you tell yourself. That's power. You've got to get to the place where your emotions don't run your life. Emotions are indicators, not dictators. They tell you something's going on, but they don't get to take the wheel. You feel it, but you don't feed it. You acknowledge it, but you don't bow to it. You say, I see the fear, but I choose faith. I see the chaos, but I choose clarity. I see the pain, but I choose peace. The calm mind is a weapon. It keeps you from making permanent decisions based on temporary feelings. It keeps you from ruining relationships because of moments of weakness. It keeps you from throwing away years of growth because of 5 minutes of emotion. Train your mind to take a breath before it breaks. Train your mind to sit in the tension without running. Train your mind to walk through the shadows and still see the light. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel strong. But if your mind is trained, your feet will follow. If your mind is trained, your voice won't tremble. If your mind is trained, your vision won't blur. Because when your mind is calm, your path is clear. You can hear better, you can think better, you can move better, you can lead 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 better, you can lead. Let me say this, the calm mind doesn't mean the absence of noise. It means the presence of discipline. It means you've decided not to be ruled by what you see. You've decided to believe in what you know. And what you know is this: you've survived worse. You've come through fire. You've walked through floods. You've stood in the storm and didn't drown. And you're still here. Not because everything went right, but because you trained your mind not to collapse when everything went wrong. So don't let the pressure fool you. Don't let the storm intimidate you. Don't let the noise distract you. You've got a calm inside that the world didn't give and the world can't take away. Hold it, protect it, practice it. And when life comes at you fast, and it will, you'll be ready. Not because the storm stopped, but because you didn't. Calm is not something you stumble upon. It is not the product of easy days or smooth paths. It doesn't grow in the sunshine of comfort. It is forged in the fire of adversity. Peace is not a feeling. It's a discipline. And like all disciplines, it must be trained. You don't wake up one morning with a calm spirit and a sound mind just because you want it. You have to build it. You have to work it. You have to fight for it. And you have to do it especially when your world is shaking, not when everything is serene. You train calm like a soldier trains for war. Every battle you face is not just a fight outside of you, it's a drill for what's going on inside of you. Every delay, every disappointment, every betrayal is another rep for your peace muscle. It's another lesson in stillness. You have to train your thoughts not to run wild when situations spiral out of control. You have to train your breath not to shorten when fear creeps in. You have to train your inner voice not to echo panic when pressure mounts. It is not easy, but it is necessary. If you don't train for calm, life will train you for chaos. If you don't build the discipline of peace, you will collapse under the weight of stress. Most people only practice calm when things are already peaceful, but that's not training, that's reacting. Real training means staying calm when nothing around you feels calm. It means learning to be still when your emotions scream. It means learning to hold your tongue, still your hands, and steady your heart, even when your instincts tell you to fight, run, or scream. Training is repetition. You've got to choose calm again and again until it becomes your default, until it becomes your nature. Because life is not going to wait until you're ready. Life is not going to ask you if you're okay before it throws the next storm your way. So you have to be ready before the storm hits. You train your body at the gym, your skills in school, your talents on the stage, but your mind needs more training than all of them. Because everything starts with how you think. If your thoughts are undisciplined, your reactions will be unrestrained. If your mind is out of control, your peace will be out of reach. But when you begin to train your mind, when you take control of your thoughts, when you practice calm in small moments, you begin to develop a strength that doesn't shout, it stands. It doesn't panic, it holds. It doesn't avoid pressure, it walks through it. This kind of calm isn't weak, it's spiritual resilience, it's inner power. And the more you train, the stronger it becomes. Your mind is the battleground. It's the school. It's the country. Your mind, it's the school. It's the country. Your mind is it's the place where victory is either won or lost long before your feet ever move. If your mind is weak, your life will crumble. But if your mind is strong, you can endure storms that would destroy others. The real warfare of life doesn't begin in your finances, your relationships, or your health. It begins in your thoughts. Every action starts with a thought. Every decision is rooted in a mindset. That's why the enemy doesn't have to take your house to ruin you, he just has to take your peace. If he can stir your thoughts with fear, plant seeds of doubt, and cloud your judgment with anxiety, he's already got you where he wants you. He doesn't need to steal your stuff. He just needs to steal your focus. That's why your mind can't be left unguarded. It must be trained, disciplined, and protected, like the most sacred part of you. Because it is. Your mind determines what you magnify, and what you magnify grows. If you feed it panic, panic will take over. If you feed it peace, peace will rise up. If you allow negativity to live in your thoughts unchecked, it will take root and poison every other area of your life. But if you become the gatekeeper of your own mind, if you decide what thoughts are allowed to stay and what must be cast out, then you begin to reclaim the territory that chaos tried to occupy. You don't have to believe every thought that shows up. You don't have to dwell on every emotion that knocks on the door. You are not a victim of your thoughts. You are the master of them. But you must make a decision to take that role seriously. Because your thoughts will try to run wild. They'll try to pull you into every worry, every fear, every imaginary disaster. That's when you speak to your mind with authority and say, "You don't run me, I run you." with faith, not panic. You've built a mindset that doesn't break when pressure comes. That's what makes you dangerous. Not your fists, not your bank account, not your degrees, but your mind. A calm, trained, anchored mind is a weapon. That's why the enemy wants it so badly. That's why distractions come so often. That's why chaos shows up out of nowhere. Because your mind is the command center, and if you win there, you can win anywhere. There's a difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is instinctive, emotional, uncontrolled. It's what happens when you let the moment dictate your behavior. But responding is intentional. It's thoughtful. It's led by discipline, not driven by emotion. A trained mind doesn't react, it responds. And the reason so many people live in regret is because they made decisions out of reaction. They said what they shouldn't have said, they moved when they should have waited. They broke what could have been healed, all because they didn't pause long enough to let wisdom catch up with emotion. Life will always present moments that tempt you to lose control. People will push your buttons. Circumstances will catch you off guard. Things will be said, things will be done, and your emotions will rise like a wave. But that's where the power of a trained mind steps in. That's where you learn to breathe instead of break. That's where you learn to assess instead of explode. It's not weakness to pause, it's wisdom. It's not cowardice to stay silent, it's strength. Because anyone can react. It takes maturity to respond. When you react, you're giving the situation control. You're letting it choose your behavior. You're letting outside chaos become internal instability. But when you respond, you're saying, I control me. I don't give away that authority. I don't hand over the steering wheel of my emotions to anyone or anything. People may provoke you, stress may surround you, but when you've trained your mind, you choose how to answer. And sometimes the best answer is no answer at all. Sometimes the power is in what you don't say, where you don't go, what you don't entertain. A calm mind keeps you from making permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. It keeps you from saying things in anger that love can't take back. It keeps you from acting out of fear when faith is still whispering, wait. You might not be able to stop what's happening around you, but you can train how you handle it. And that's where your peace is found, in the pause. In that moment when everything in you wants to snap, but you choose to stay centered. That's when you show the world who you really are. Don't let the urgency of the moment rob you of the maturity you've developed. Don't let emotion override your values. Don't let the fire of your feelings burn down the house of your future. When your mind is trained, it doesn't silence emotions. It leads them. It doesn't ignore pressure. It withstands it. You might feel the storm inside, but you don't act on it. You recognize the emotion, but you respond with discipline. That's what keeps you grounded. That's what protects your relationships. That's what guards your reputation. That's what positions you for greatness. Not just your ability to do, but your ability to stay composed while doing it. Calm is not weakness. Calm is your superpower. In a world where everyone is rushing, shouting, reacting, and unraveling, the person who remains calm is the one who holds the true advantage. Calm gives you clarity when confusion is thick. Calm helps you see opportunities others miss because they're too distracted by fear. Calm keeps your feet planted while others are swept away by emotion. It's not the loudest person in the room who's in control. It's the one who isn't moved by the noise. That kind of calm doesn't make you passive, it makes you powerful. When your mind is calm, your vision sharpens. You can hear what isn't being said. You can see beyond the surface. You can discern what's urgent versus what's important. A calm mind is not just a peaceful mind, it's a strategic mind. You don't get baited into drama. You don't waste time reacting to everything that comes your way. You move with purpose, not panic. You act with direction, not desperation. Because calm isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing at the right time with the right spirit. People think strength is in the storm, but real strength is shown in the stillness. When you've trained your mind to stay calm, you don't flinch when others fold. You don't fall apart under pressure. You don't let fear shake your foundation. You become the one others look to when things fall apart. Not because you have all the answers, but because you carry the atmosphere of peace. You walk into chaos and it begins to settle. Not because the situation changed, but because you didn't. That's power. Your calm is a shield. It protects your purpose. It preserves your relationships. It guards your energy. You don't argue with everything that challenges you. You don't explain yourself to everyone who misunderstands you. You don't let small things steal big pieces of your peace. A trained, calm mind doesn't need validation to stay still. It doesn't need applause to feel strong. It doesn't need agreement to move forward. You know who you are. You know what you carry. And you don't need the world's confirmation to keep walking in it. That's what makes you unshakable. Not that life doesn't hit you, but that it doesn't move you. Not that storms don't come, but that they don't define your response. Calm is what keeps you steady in the middle of uncertainty. It's what gives you the grace to wait, the wisdom to endure, and the discernment to know when to act. You become dangerous to the enemy because you're not easily provoked. You're not swayed by emotion. You're not driven by fear. You walk in a different rhythm, a different pace, a different spirit. Calm becomes your covering, your compass, your advantage in every room you enter. And while others are reacting to the chaos, you're already moving in purpose, led by peace, fueled by clarity, grounded in power. So train your mind daily. Train it in silence. Train it in storms. Train it when no one is watching. Because when the winds rise and the pressure builds, it won't be your talent that holds you. It won't be your followers, your money, or your strength. It will be the calm you built in secret, that stillness you cultivated when everything in you wanted to react, but you chose to be rooted. That peace you practiced when the noise got loud, but you refused to let it in. That discipline that kept your thoughts anchored, your heart guarded, and your spirit unshaken. You are not here to be tossed by life. You are here to stand in it. And when you've trained your mind to be calm in every situation, you don't just survive the storm, you become the calm within it.